What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the basketball show. I want to take a look at the series coming up between my New York Knicks as well as the Indiana Pacers. As we know, they faced each other last season, last playoffs, and the Indiana Pacers won in 7 games. I'm going to be looking at some statistics here, which you're going to see on the screen as well. And I'm doing this for the first time, so hopefully everything goes pretty smooth. So, just be patient. Now I'm gonna let you see some statistics from the series from last season's playoffs, when the Knicks went against the Pacers and the Knicks lost in a 7-game series. But they were injured like crazy. So you're gonna see that in 1 second. So let me check here. Boom, boom. Okay. So as you can see, it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. The Knicks lost the last 2 games, so they were actually up 3-2 in the series. But they were up 3-2 in the series. The Knicks did not have Julius Randle. Julius Randle didn't play in the series at all. He was hurt. So we didn't have our main power forward. We did not have, what's his name? Not McBride, but Mikal Bridges on our squad. He wasn't available because he wasn't on the Knicks. OG Anunoby was hurt. He had a problem with his hamstring. So we had issues with him, even though he averaged 15 points in this series. Minutes played overall, 75. I think he played 1 or 2 games, if I'm not mistaken, and that was it. So we were missing Anunoby, we were missing Julius Randle, and by the end of the series, Jalen Brunson was worn out, and he was also hurt, and I don't remember what was wrong exactly with him. I think it was a wrist problem or a finger problem or whatever, but I don't believe he even played in the last 7th game, or he was very hurt in the 7th game. But whatever the case was, the Knicks were completely undermanned, very hurt, and not at full capacity. If they were at full capacity, like I said, even without Julius Randle from the beginning, they went 7 games with all these players hurt from starting 5. And the Knicks pretty much were close to beating these guys. And the Pacers are coming back this season with exactly the same team. They have exactly the same team. And as we're looking at these statistics from the series against the Knicks, you had Tyrese Halliburton. He was averaging 21 points a game. Siakam was averaging 20. Miles Turner, 16. You got Nembhard at 12. TJ McConnell at 12. Then Aaron Nesmith at 10 points a game. You're looking at the Knicks. You had Jalen Brunson averaging 29.7, 22 for DiVincenzo. We don't have DiVincenzo anymore. Alec Burks, we had 15 points. Josh Hart was at 13 points. McBride at 10. And OG Anunoby playing only a few games, 15 points. Now, we didn't have Randall. We have Cat. So that's one thing. We have a good power forward to fill in that spot. Mitchell Robinson did not play in that last series. As you can see from the visible statistics on the screen, he only played 12 minutes in the whole series. And you saw, if you watched the Boston Knicks series, you saw how important Mitchell Robinson was to the Knicks defense. So that's going to be big, because Mitchell Robinson is going to be a huge factor in this series, covering the big guys for the Indiana Pacers. Now, Jalen Brunson's pretty much healthy. I mean, his ankle kind of bothers him from time to time, but he's pretty much healthy. OG Anunoby seems healthy. Josh Hart seems healthy. You got, what's his name? Karl Anthony Towns is also healthy. Bridges, healthy, great defender. McBride, everybody on this team right now is coming in healthy to face these Indiana Pacers. And the Indiana Pacers pretty much have the same squad. And the New York Knicks have a much tougher squad than they had last season when the Indiana Pacers faced them. Now, this right here is the New York Knicks during the regular season in the 23-24 season. So their offensive rating a year ago, was 7th. They were 7th in offense and 10th in defense, okay? When you look at the New York Knicks now, so they were 7th in offense, 10th in defense. You look at the Knicks now, they're 5th in offense, 14th in defense. So they're better on offense, a little bit worse on defense. But watching the Knicks play defense in these playoffs, because these are regular season numbers, in these playoffs, the Knicks have played a much better defense than they did in the regular season. Now, if you look at the Indiana Pacers, last season, they were coming in on offensive rating. They were 2nd in the NBA. 2nd. And on defense, they were 24th. Now, if you look at it this season, for this season, you got the Pacers being 9th overall in the offensive rating. They were 2nd before. And they were 24th on defense last season, but they're 13th now. So they're about the same as the New York Knicks. Regular season numbers, again, about the same on defense. Now, I've seen and I've heard that the Indiana Pacers have played a much better defense in the playoffs than the New York Knicks. So, looking at these numbers and at these statistics, now let's just look at the roster from the Indiana Pacers here. There you go. This is for these are for these year's playoffs. Okay, this is this year's playoffs. This year's playoffs, you got Tyrese Halliburton, 17 points, 14 points for Nembhard, 18 points for Siakam, Miles Turner, 16, 14 for Nesmith, and Mathurin, 11 about. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures in scoring. You got Tyrese Halliburton also averaging 19 assists a game. 9 assists per game, my bad. 9 assists per game. So that's good. None of their players really rebound a lot. 6.5 rebounds for Nesmith. That's the highest. Now let's look at the New York Knicks real quick. This is the New York Knicks roster for this season, and these are the statistics for these playoffs. Total rebounds, Karl Anthony Towns, 11 boards a game. Josh Hart, 8 boards a game. Mitchell Robinson, 7 boards a game. So the Knicks are averaging more rebounds overall than the Pacers are. So coming in like that, if we can out-rebound that Pacers team, we should be pretty okay. If you're looking at scoring, the Pacers had 2 players in double digits. The Knicks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double digits. But you got Jalen Brunson coming in at 28.8 points per game. Karl Anthony Towns, 19.8 points per game. 15 for OG Anunoby, which he had the same thing he averaged in the last season's playoffs in the Pacers series, although he didn't play much because he went down. Mikal Bridges, 15 points a game. If we could keep up these numbers, we should be pretty okay. I mean, turnover-wise, the New York Knicks averaged 12.9 turnovers a game for these playoffs. Turnovers for Pacers, 12.8. So about the same. Knicks, 12.9. Pacers, 12.8. This is all these playoffs. This is current. These playoffs so far, the first 2 rounds that these teams went out and played their opponents. Blocks, 6 blocks for Indiana, 4.6 for the Knicks. So Indiana a little bit better. Steals, Knicks have 8 steals a game, and Pacers have just under 7 steals a game. Pacers scoring about 117 points a game. New York Knicks 106. But their overall games, the Knicks games have just been lower scoring games. And the Knicks are just slowing the pace down anyway because the Knicks play a slower pace. They walk up the ball a lot of times. That slows down the whole game, and the whole game just ends up being a lower scoring game. So I don't think the Pacers is going to be scoring 117 points a game, but it's going to be interesting to see how all of this is just going to come out. I mean, I think overall, looking at 3-point shooting, you got New York Knicks shooting threes at 35.8%, Indiana 40%. So that's going to be a big factor. I wonder what the Boston Celtics were shooting in their series, and then Detroit. But I don't have those statistics on the screen right now, so I'm not going to look into that. Overall field goal percentage for the Pacers, 50%. New York Knicks, 44. So it looks like overall the Pacers are being more accurate with their shots on threes and field goals overall. But you have to take into consideration that both teams that they played were injured. The Cleveland Cavaliers were not complete. They were an injured team. And the who else they played? Who else Indiana played in the rounds before? Oh, in Milwaukee. Milwaukee wasn't healthy either. So both of those teams were not great defensive teams, and they just let them shoot lights out. That's pretty much what happened. Knicks attempting 87 shots a game. Indiana 86, but because of the better percentage, they have the highest scoring. Free throw percentage is 79% for the Pacers, 75% for the New York Knicks. Mitchell Robinson is lower in that statistic. That's big time. Cameron Payne 33% for the playoffs as well. Not good. It's going to be, I'll tell you this, it's going to be an entertaining series. It's going to be a tough series. But just because I understand the Pacers improved a little bit from last season, we don't know how they're going to play against the New York Knicks. I'm not even looking at them facing each other during the season because we saw what that meant with the Boston Celtics. Didn't mean shit. So why even look at it? This is not the regular season. The stakes are higher. The games are more physical. Everybody's just playing harder, and you just can't look at that record. I don't even know what it is, to tell you the truth. I don't know if they faced each other 3 times or 4 times and who had a winning record or not. But it's going to be interesting to see. I think both teams are going to have problems with each other. The first game is probably going to be the game where these teams feel each other out playoff-wise, because like I said, it's not like a regular season game. And they're going to see what they can get away with each other. And of course, after game 1, there's going to be adjustments. After game 2, there's going to be more adjustments, depending on which team loses and which team wins. The Knicks having home court in this, which is great. You know, I would like them to take both games in New York and do not let Indiana win any. I'd like them to go to Indiana, win at least one, and come back home 3-1 in the series, which would be very, very good. And thanks to that, the Knicks would be on their way to their playoffs and to the finals. And to tell you the truth, I think it's very probable for the Knicks to do this. Even though their shooting percentages are lower than Indiana's, I don't think Indiana faced a good defense like the Knicks that they're going to face right now. Because the Knicks have a pretty deep bench and a pretty deep team, although, you know, Tibbs is not using all the players that he should be using, and he's kind of overplaying his guys. Because you got averaging minutes, Anunoby 40 minutes, Mikal Bridges 39.8 minutes, Brunson 39 minutes, Hart 37, Karl Anthony Towns 35. If you look at Indiana Pacers guys, they're all spread out. Most minutes per game, 34 minutes, Tyrese Halliburton. So that they will be more rested if they play like that and they spread them out. It looks like the coach for the Pacers, Rick Carlisle, is actually trusting his players a little bit more, especially the bench players, because he's playing a lot more bench players off of that team. The Knicks, not really, because averaging double-digit minutes, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players on the Indiana Pacers are averaging double-digit minutes. And then you got 2 players who 10 and 11 who are averaging 10 minutes a game. So they're playing almost 12 deep. So they can have a rested team, and they just keep running. Because as far as we were watching the series against the Cavs, and you got Atkins, the Cavaliers coach, coming out and telling us why they couldn't keep up with the Indiana Pacers. He just said they run like a college team. They keep running nonstop, and they just couldn't keep up with them. Because I saw that interview, I saw that press conference. Now, if you look at the Knicks have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in double digits in minutes, and then it just drops off to 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. So, I hope Tibbs gives a little bit more rest to the main guys, especially first half or whatever. Like Jalen Brunson averaging 39 minutes. I'd like to get that to 35, maybe. Give him a little bit more. OG, 40 minutes. He did have an issue with his hamstring last game against the Boston Celtics, if I remember correctly. But it was something that happened and it hurt him, but he kept playing, so maybe it's not an issue. But we'll see. Overall prediction for the series. My overall prediction for this series is I think the Knicks will win this series in either 5 or 6 games. That's what I'm thinking. Knicks win in 5 or 6 games. Just because the Pacers are coming in pretty much with the same squad, and the Knicks were so much weaker last season's playoffs, and they went 7, and the Knicks have a much stronger squad right now. I think the Knicks take this in 5 or 6 games. That's pretty much it. So preferably 2 games, 1 at home, 1 game, 1 in Indiana, and then finish it off on the 5th game at home or in the 6th game on the road. Preferably 4-1 in this series. But my prediction is, like I said, either 4-1 for the Knicks or 4-2 for the Knicks. I don't think Indiana is winning this series. I just don't. Even though Paul Pierce said that the Indiana Pacers is going to beat up the Knicks, I don't think that's happening. There's going to be a lot of talk. There's going to be a lot of shoving and pushing. There's going to be a lot of... remember Halliburton last season? He was calling out, Reggie Miller and wearing Reggie Miller shirts with the choking and all that other stuff. So I think that was a little bit unfair because the Knicks were really injured. If the Knicks choke these playoffs, they deserve that. But I don't see that happening. I see the Knicks getting to the NBA Finals, and then nobody knows. But I think they're going to beat the Indiana Pacers. So let me know, guys, what you think, and we can go from there. I think the Knicks are winning either 6-2 or 4-2 or 4-1, and they take this series. I think Jalen Brunson is going to be doing great. Mitchell Robinson is going to be doing great on defense. As long as nobody gets hurt on the Knicks, the Knicks are winning this series, no question. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.